Hi and welcome to Visual Basic tutorial of Income Tax and Wages Calculator. Now let me show you guys how this works. So I'm going to first of all reset the whole system.
All system cleared.
You hear that? There we go. And we can then enter as follows. Okay, let's say the wages is about 700 for this employee and the name of the company is Dave Johnny's. Okay, and the name is Kingsley Moore. Now that is the tax period, and the tax code, we can always select a tax code for this guy and NI number and the NI code. Wages for this guy is 2,200, and all we then need to do is just click on income, and there we go. Okay, so you can exit if you want, and there's a speech recognizer or an object that converts text to speech in there as well.
Confirm if you want to exit.
So in this case I'm going to say no.
Enter employer details.
Alright, so what I'm going to do now is to take you guys straight into Visual Basic development environment, and we put one of these together. Let's do that now, guys. Hi and welcome to Visual Basic tutorial of an income tax and wages calculator. I'm going to start by clicking on create new. Okay, let's give our project a name. I'm going to call it VB underscore income tax. And make sure Visual Basic is selected and the framework should be Windows Forms application. Click on OK. There. Okay, now that my form is ready, I'm going to go straight to the properties here, and let's change the size of this form to approximately 1,300 by 86, comma 1,386 by, let's say, 800. That is fine. Press enter. There. The next thing I want to do now is to go back straight to these properties. If you don't have your toolbox here, you can always go to Windows and just kind of like click on reset Windows and then click on yes, and you should be able to see your toolbox. Now select your toolbox, select all Windows forms, drop that down, and let's select panel, and right there double click on that. The panel should be on board now. We need about 4 of those. So first thing first, let's define the size of that very panel to approximately 1,300 by width. 1,350. So that should be all right for the width. Let's see that. Okay, that's fine. Okay, I'm going to go straight to the properties for this panel and just go straight to where I have the border style, and I'm going to make that fixed 3D. Now reduce the size of this. That's going to be for my heading. Hold on to the control, copy and drag, and I'm going to need to increase the size of this and repeat the same thing there. Now copy this very one, bring it right down. There we go. And those are all my panels in place. Now the next thing we want to do is in here, let's go back to the tools here. I need label. Okay, I need a text box. I'm going to need labels. Come right here and grab a label. Okay, I can see button there. I'm going to need that too. Just add a button there, and now we need a label. Okay, one more thing that I'm going to need is going to be a combo box. There we go. Now all of those components that I have on my screen, I'm going to just hold on to the control, select them all and increase the font size. I'll come straight to the properties. Let's increase the font size to approximately maybe be 30 bold. Select that and come right down. Okay, just type in 30 there. Right, there we go. Now we can start populating our screen. In the first place, I'm going to need a label right up here. Copy this, hold on to the control, drag, and I need 3 labels here. Hold on to the control, copy and drag, and I need more labels here. I'm going to need 4 labels here, but let's add 3 for now. We don't need combo box. We need a combo box, not a checkbox. Let's come right down here. Combo box. There we go. That's what we need. Let's increase the size of that as well. The properties, make that about 40. 30. There we go. Bold. Yeah. Right. Then we need buttons. We're gonna need about 3 of those. 1, 2, and 3. All right, looking good. Let's make a bit of room there and bring this down. 3 labels are required here, or 3 text box. Bring that here. Yeah. And maybe move these down. These 3 buttons, let's just bring them here. 1 label up here. 1 of these here. And okay, let's add 1 more here. Hold down to the control and take care of that. There. Now, for these labels, let's start giving them a name. Select this very label that's going to be known as reference number. Pin that down and just type in reference number there. Some E missing there. Okay, the next one, that's going to be employee or employer. Okay, then that'll be employer's name. Let's say employer's name. Then the next one is going to be employee name, employee's name. There we go. And in here it is going to be tax period. For the tax period, I think I'm going to change this to a combo box. A combo box. Delete that. Come in here, copy, drag, drop it there. Now, and this will be tax code. And so on, guys. I believe you'll get the whole idea. Now I'm going to kind of like speed it up. Okay, this is how it all looks now. If I run it, this is what you guys will see, but I still haven't finished the development of the interface. I'm going to have to move this one. Let's delete that, this label and the text box. Get rid of those and bring these buttons up there. There we go. Yeah. And in here I'm just going to add a label, and that label will have something to do with tax. So let's come right down here and just change that to, let's say tax and wages summary. Okay, yeah, that's not too bad. And let's just increase the size of that font a little bit more. Let's make that about 30, maybe 36. Right, get this spelling right here. Alright, now changes. This is going to be known as income tax. So the income tax will be used to carry out both calculations for the tax and the income. So I'm just going to call that BTN income. And the next one is going to be known as BTN reset. Change the name of the button to reset, and finally I'm going to call this exit. BTN exit. Take it up. There we go. Right. Okay, so you see this very one here, that panel 4. I'm going to change the back color to, let me look for cadet blue. I think I might have that in here. Come right down. We should be able to get cadet blue somewhere. So try that again. It should be inside web, cadet blue there. And the label, I'm going to change the color of the label to something brighter. Good. And let's repeat the same thing here as well. Change that to something brighter. Control light and change this to cadet blue as well. The back color, that will be cadet blue right there. Okay, now if I run it, let me just see how it's gonna look like then. Alright, so let's take care of this exit button first. So for that very exit button, double click on that and let's do as follows. First of all, I'm going to declare a global variable here. I'm going to call that SAPI. I'll be using SAPI for my voice input. And right in here, let's declare a local variable. I'm going to call that I exit as dialog result. The whole idea is just to prompt the user to confirm if they want to exit or not, instead of just writing application.exit or end or unload me. So I'm going to say I exit equals message box dot show, and in here I'm going to enter 4 arguments. The first argument will be confirm if you want to exit or not. If you want to exit, so that's my first argument, comma. The second argument is going to be income tax. Let's call that income tax calculator. And the third argument, that's going to be message box buttons dot yes or no. And finally, the fourth argument, that's going to be message box icon dot. I'm just going to make that information, call that information, double click on that. Let's reduce this a little bit so that you guys can see the code, so that's fine. Right. Okay, now the next thing I like to do now is, now I'm going to use an if statement. Move this here so that you can see it all. Yeah, that's much better. Now let's use an if statement. If I exit equal dialog result dot yes, then we say application dot exit. Else, let's use else if. Copy all of these and that means it's going to be no. In that case, I'm going to make one of these. Let's say in here I want you to enter the name of the company. Okay, let's give that a name. Let's just call that txt employee. So copy that. So inside our code we end up and just enter in here txt employee dot focus there. Right, so let's try that out. If I run the program now and if I click on exit, that's what I get. Okay, if I say no, you see the cursor there flashing right in here. Let's assume I say yes. There we go. However, up here I want to use SAPI. So let's say SAPI equals create objects, and the object is going to be SAPI. Let's put that in a quote. Let's speech back. Another one here. And dot. Let's say voice. And underneath here, I'm going to want SAPI to say as followed. SAPI does speak the following. Let's just say confirm if you want to exit. Right, that's what SAPI would say. Confirm if you want to exit. So if I run the program now, that should come up as soon as I click on that.
Confirm if you want exit.
Okay, that's fine. No. Okay, confirm if you want to exit. So maybe, okay, let's copy SAPI. Supposing you don't want to exit, or supposing you want to exit, so we can just say system exit here. SAPI will say system exit. System exit. Cut that off and let's paste that right on top. Then finally in here, supposing you do not want to exit, so this is what SAPI will say to you. Enter, let's just say enter employee details. Okay, so if SAPI said no, sorry, if you say no, enter employee details. So let's run it and see what's going to happen. So the first,
confirm if you want exit.
Okay, if I say no,
enter employer details.
Enter employer details. Right, so that is fine. So exit is taken care of. That's good. Now let's come down in here and the reset. We need to take care of the reset, but before that I'd like to give all of these my components a name. Okay, you see this very one, because it's going to be reference number, I'm going to delete that and just copy this across and change the whole appearance to let it look like a text box. So let's come to auto size, make the auto size false, border size make that white, back color white, and the border style is going to be fixed 3D. There we go. Come right down, delete the text content. There we go. And there you see it now looks just exactly like a text box. Right, and that is going to be called LBL reference or LBL ref. There. And this is going to be known as, this already has a name, this one will be known as employee. So copy that and just change that to WE. There. And I'm going to repeat the same thing for the rest components. Alright, let's double click on the reset button so that we can take care of that. First of all, I'm going to declare the following variable. I'm going to call that txt, and let's declare another one. So that's going to be txt2, txt1 and txt2. So the first one is going to be for the first panel. So in there I'm going to use a for for each txt1 in, let's say, panel2.control controls, if type of txt1 is a text box, then txt1.text equals clear. There we go. And I'm going to repeat exactly the same thing for the other one. Okay, let's just copy it across for the other one. So I'm just going to copy this, copy and paste it right there. So here is going to be 2, right? And the other thing I'd like to do now, let's change this one to 2 as well. Let's see the names of, let's see, okay, all the labels, I'm going to leave that as a label as well. I've changed the dates to a label, and this is a label as well. So let's run it anyway and just see how it's going to work. So enter data in here, and just click on reset. There we go. Those ones are working. This one I need to change, I believe I need to change that to 2, to 3. Okay, there we go, 3, that's fine. So let's add SAPI there, so and just say system cleared, all system cleared. Okay, right underneath here, yeah, just say all system cleared, all system cleared. Okay, now, alright, look at this, confirm if you want to exit. Now we need to have one here as well if you want to exit here, right? Run that. Okay, enter data in there. Clear.
All system cleared.
There we go.
Confirm if you want to exit.
Yes.
System exit.
Right, that's good. Let's save that. Alright, let's take care of the dates. This very one, reference number and tax code. So I'm just going to double click on the form itself, and right here the first thing I'll do is to declare the following variable: iReference, and comma, declare the following variable as well that I'm going to be using. Okay, both variables here are integer, and this one is for the wages, that's double. So underneath here I'm going to enter the following. Let's use random. So randomize, that is an inbuilt function that makes life easy for you. So iref equals, let's say, int, and that is going to be integer value, and I'm just going to make up some amount in there. Okay, multiply that by rand there. So now let's assign that I reference to LBL reference. LBL reference equals that. Now let's take care of date. That should be dot text. Now LBL date dot text equals today. So that should give me today's date. Now the next thing is I'm going to now use a for loop for I tags, this very variable up here. So I'm going to say I tags equals 1000, let's say 12,000, to 12,200, and let's go for step 50. And now I'm going to enter this very detailed straight into or onto my combo box. Combo tax dot items dot add, and what I want it to add will be tax code. So I just made that up. So and whatever value I have in here, and that should take care of my tax code. For the other one, I can just copy this and just change things around. Copy that, come right down here, that would be for the wages. Copy that and just change that to wages, wages, and the same thing here. And we also need to change this name to payment. Right, now as for this, I'm going to change the value in there to about 1200 plus. Okay, that's the wages. The minimum wages you get per month is 1200, and that's the maximum. Okay, let's run it. Alright, now you see automatically the reference number is displayed, and in here you can see serious inconsistency there and here as well. Alright, let's go back to those lines of code. I'm going to make these 500, and this very one here, I need to get rid of this. Okay. Alright, we also need to get rid of these, and this one should be 500. Alright, so step 500 and step 50. So let's see, tax period, this should be tax code, this is not tax period, and this should be that. So tax period, that should be date. Okay, so let's come back in here. Alright, so we need to move things around. The tax code in this case, yeah, this one, we need to change this to tax period. Okay, then in that case, what I'm going to do with this is I'm going to get rid of that very object. Let's just add a text box straight into it. Let's copy this and paste it there, since I'm not going to add anything. So that's going to become, let's change the name to LBL tax period. Alright, so LBL tax period. So we'll come back in here. Let's double click on the form right underneath here. Now I can even add it here anyway. LBL tax period dot text equals as follows. Copy that, paste that in here, and I'm going to now enter dot to string right there, and here let's enter the month there. I think that should take care of that. So when I run my program, this is how it's gonna look like. There we go, that is my tax period. Now tax code, and there, so everything is fine now. Now this is national insurance number, you just have to enter that yourself. The NI code has to be entered, and here name of the company, so let's say Paul Aviations. Okay, so that's fine. And name of, that's it, so captain, there. Now all that is left for us to do is when we click on this, we want the following: taxable pay, because it's more than 1,200, so we should be taxing 500 there. And income not tax is that, so we then deduct the tax from here, add it to this to get the gross, and so on. Alright, so let's take care of that. Double click on the income button. Okay, let's start by declaring a local variable. I'm just going to call it a simple name. I'll call it Q. Let's make that double there. Now the first thing is using an if statement. If combo payment dot text, let's say if it's less than and equals to 1,200, then I want the following. Let's say Q equals whatever value I have inside combo payments dot text. Now, and txt, and that is supposed to be my payable. It should actually be taxable. I said payable. Okay, payable equals, I'm gonna say Q minus 1,200. Alright, it should be dot text. So what's happening is, because if you earn 1,200, you don't have to pay any payment. You don't have to pay any tax. So let's come in here and say txt no tax dot text equals whatever we have inside the combo box itself there, dot text. Okay, now let's check out the tst gross pay dot text equals, let's get it formatted to currency. Open up that, and that is going to be my, whatever I have in here, paste it right there. Now, what about tax deduction? Because we're not paying any tax, there won't be any deduction. But for my other part of the program, I'm just going to use this, because I'll end up and copy everything anyway. Alright, now net pay, txt net pay dot text equals whatever I have inside the gross pay. Okay, paste that in there. That takes care of that. Maybe we should just come in here, and it can even be this anyway. Paste this in there. So let's save that and run the program, text, and test out the wages of 1,200. There we go. 1,200, you don't have to pay any tax. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is just copy all of these and change things around a little bit. So copy, come around right down here and just enter else if it's 1,700, what do we do? 1,700. Now carry out some changes, and we need to do some few calculations here. Okay, in here there's going to be tax deduction. Alright, having to speed that up, that is that. Okay, this is the second value. So if you're receiving 1,700, there we go. Look at that. This is the tax you're paying. Deduct that from this, and that's the net pay. So clear that. So I'm going to copy this, come right down here. The next pay is 1,200 and followed by 1,000. In the case of 1,200, then we increase the tax by 35%, and the next one is that. Let's see the tax. No, this should be, let's make this 20, this will be 30, and no, 25, 30, and the next one will be, let's say 3,000 plus. In the case of 3,000 plus, 35%, and less than and equals to, and if it's greater than this, if it's greater than that, then we make that 37.5 there. Alright, for every single employee there, they are all entitled to the payment of 1,200 a month from their wages before they get taxed. So have a good look at those lines of code before I run it. Okay, study this very well because it's all the same lines of codes. The only difference is just the tax, the percentage of the tax. Yeah. Okay, let's run it now, see how it's gonna look like. Okay, let's come in here. Tax period is October, and that is that. The name is, let's call it Will's Fame. Right, and the name of employee, let's call that Tony Montana. On what wages, let's go for that and click on that. Check that out, guys. Supposing we decide to change the wages, there we go, and so on there. And if you decide to change it to 1,200, that is what you get right there. So guys, with that, I'm going to call it the end of this tutorial. I suppose you guys enjoyed, and you all have a nice day, and please do subscribe, and you can also join to be a member of my channel. So have a nice day now, guys. Bye for now.